teach elementary school, and today I will be challenging a common misconception that many elementary students have, that larger or heavier objects will sink when placed in water, while smaller or lighter objects will float. Students are likely to have this misconception because they may have had experiences of dropping something in a pool or a lake and having it sink or go straight to the bottom. Students usually think that lighter or smaller things will not sink simply because they don't weigh enough to drop to the bottom, and they might just think they'll sit there on the top. In reality, whether an object sinks or floats is not just dependent on its weight or its size. It is also dependent on its density. Density is a measure of how solid something is. All things are made up of molecules. If the molecules of an object are very close together, the object is solid or dense. If the molecules are far apart from one another, the object is less dense or less solid. An example of a dense object would be a penny. Its molecules are close together. An example of a less dense object would be an apple. An object floats when it is less dense than water. It sinks if it's more dense than water. So let's try it. First, we're going to try it with the examples that I just gave of the penny and the apple. So here I have my penny, and I'm going to go ahead and stick it in the water. So the penny drops right to the bottom as soon as you stick it in this tub of water that I have. And the reason why is because the molecules of a penny are very close together. It makes the penny dense, more dense than water. Go straight to the bottom. Next, we're going to try the apple. When I put the apple in the water, it floats. This reaffirms that an apple's molecules are not as close together, therefore an apple is not as dense and will float. Let's try this experiment with two more objects. I have a safety pin here. Okay, so the safety pin is very light, and let's see whether it sinks or floats. So the safety pin went straight to the bottom of the water, which again would tell us that a safety pin's molecules are close together. Safety pin is dense, more dense than water, therefore it will sink and go straight to the bottom. The last object I'm going to try is a coaster. This is a wooden coaster. It's solid. Let's see if it is more solid than water. So the coaster actually just floats right there on the top, which tells me that the molecules in the wood are not as close together, making the coaster less dense than water and therefore able to float. Thank you for watching. See my attached handout on how to conduct this experiment in your own classroom.